Now, just hear me out, guys. Even Fergie made some questionable signings. But looking in the post-Fergie era, there's a chance the United have made a worse signing than Antony. I will explain who that is and why that might be the case, and I'll also explain why there's a glimmer of hope for this stricken player. But that's right, we may have signed someone that's worse than the winger we spent £80 million for, and let's face it, he ain't going to make it into any top half Prem teams, maybe not even the bottom half. But the signing that I'm talking about, guys, is going to be Mason Mount. That's at least as it stands, guys, as Mount can definitely turn things around, and I really do hope he does.
You are the chosen one!
He's fit again now, and he could easily slot in perfectly in Amorim's system in either one of the forward roles or playing a little bit deeper in midfield. And I know it sounds ridiculous and incredibly harsh, and you know what, it probably is. But when you take into account the amount of minutes the Mount has played for United in the Premier League, just 660 minutes so far. And that's over the course of a full season and the start of this one as well. The amount of money we paid for a guy in the last year of his contract, like who honestly pays that much money for a guy who's coming into the final year of their deal? For United to pay 50 million plus, that was ridiculous. We could have just signed him a year later for a free, especially given the amount of minutes that he played for us last season. It wouldn't have made a ton of difference. Mount has more yellow cards than goal contributions during his time at United, and to top it off, we give him the number 7 shirt. And now the Antony signing, at least that made sense. At least it was in a position of need. We knew Mount would be competing with Fernandes in that number 10 role in Ten Hag's system, so there's only going to be one winner there.
Is what it is. It is what it is.
And it wasn't Antony's fault the United overspent massively for a guy with these stats. He's constantly being judged by that price tag, and that's on United. If United spent sort of 20, 30 million as we should have done for him, then you would look at it and go, well, actually, he might be a decent player for that price tag. But the truth is, United spent Salah money on what is a Walcott-level winger. And Antony could also turn things around at United, potentially have a part to play at wing-back under Amorim, and really, for his sake, I really do hope that he does.
Got some positive vibes in here.
But as of now, Antony has far more highlights in a United shirt. You look at the goals he scored, like the ones up against Barcelona in the Europa League. More importantly, that goal up against Liverpool last season in the FA Cup. I can't recall a memorable event that Mount has had in a United shirt yet. But as I've said, he's got time now to turn things around, and it's not his fault he's had so many injuries. There is definitely far more hope now for Mason Mount in Amorim's new system. As I've said, we'll need some more people now for those forward positions, and he could potentially slot in the deeper roles in midfield as well now. But he's just got to stay fit. Amorim has already stated United's need for physicality, especially in that midfield, and Mount can certainly help with that. We saw it at the start of the season, how important it was having Mount in there, the legs that he provided in this midfield. But once again, after a few good games, that injury curse struck, and we haven't seen him since. And it's so strange, as when you look at his injury record when he was at Chelsea, it was grand then. But all of a sudden he comes to United and the injury curse strikes yet again. It's painful now. And obviously this is a bit of a joke video, as pound for pound, and looking at the future, I do obviously think that Antony was a far worse signing than Mount. But the Mount one does fly under the radar. And because he's injured so much, maybe, people don't really talk about that awful bit of business United did there. Because they spent 50 million and it just wasn't really warranted, as we could have got him a year later for a free. When you consider the amount of awful business the United have done, even in the last few years, the Mount deal is up there so far. I'm just hoping now that under Amorim, Mount can finally start to flourish in a United shirt and become that player again that we signed from Chelsea, as that guy really could do it all. But we're just waiting for that top player to really come out and for him to build that legacy in a United shirt. Then he can justify that price tag, and then I can stop doing any videos calling him a flop. It's very, very harsh, and I know it is. But I just hope now that he can turn things around in a United shirt, as we haven't really seen anything of him yet in his short United career. But this season now, under Amorim, we can start to turn things around. As always, guys, drop a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you in the next one.